Right, hey you guys, it is TsubakiSwagg, and I'm coming to you with my review of Sword Art Online Episode 6, Duel in the Wasteland. Sorry, I can't talk today. But I know I'm kind of late for this review, but I still wanted to put this up, so here you go. This episode, I have to say it was kind of a letdown, because as probably everybody else was expecting, this like epic battle that was going to happen between Shion and Kirito, and my face just got hurt. It was frustrating watching this episode, but I guess as a whole it was okay, because we got to see some flashbacks from the original Sword Art Online, like when they were fighting Laughing Coffin, and just freaking awesomeness. And Kirito was literally having a mental breakdown thinking about Death Gun, because apparently Death Gun is one of the people that weren't killed during their bout with the Laughing Coffin during Sword Art Online. So Death Gun is one of the Sword Art Online survivors, which is a little scary to think about if you think about it, because in that game so many people died from playing that game, and he himself killed 2 of those people from Laughing Coffin. So that is really scary to think about, because Death Gun knows who he is, but he doesn't know who Death Gun is. So in that, Kirito was literally like freaking out. He did not know what to do. He was recalling every person that he met in Sword Art Online that tried to kill him and blah blah blah. And it really is a scary thought to think about, because there were probably plenty of times that man could have killed him while he was in the original Sword Art Online. But now he's coming up, and he pretty much told him, Death Gun pretty much told Kirito that regardless of whether he was the real Kirito or if he was just a fake, he was going to kill him. So Kirito literally had like a mental breakdown. And of course, Shion, she of course won her match. And she came up to Kirito, and she was about to, like, she was trying to get smart with him, and Kirito just grabbed her hand, and she felt like she was talking to herself, I guess, because she had a flash of her real self. And then Kirito went on to his next fight, and his next fight was fucking awesome. Oh my gosh, I was not ready. That fight was so freaking awesome, and it was way out of Kirito's normal fighting style. Like, Kirito just ran at him head on and got hit like 8 or 9 times, but he did not go down. Kirito is freaking awesome. And he murked dude with the machine gun at a faraway distance. The fact that Kirito can still shoot his gun and use a sword at the same time just makes Kirito so fucking awesome. It's not even funny. Oh my goodness. I fangirled a little bit on that part. But then after all that, of course, Kirito won that match, and they were about to go into the semifinals, and Shion and Kirito had to fight each other. Well, they of course showed Shion's fight, and she, of course, because she's a sniper, they showed her snipe her opponent, and she sniped him through through the window. There's a word I'm looking for, but I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. But she shot him through the window of the car that he was driving, and won, like, without even really having to fight him. So of course Shion and Kirito were going to have to fight each other eventually. And when they finally got to the fight, Shion was ready. She was ready for Kirito. She was ready to snipe the hell out of Kirito whenever he appeared. But she was expecting him to like keep to the shadows and try to sneak up on her and all this kind of stuff, which he could have, but he didn't. He literally just like walked up on her, and this was the part that pissed me off, because she had like 5 or 6 chances. She shot at him 5 or 6 times and missed every single time. She had plenty of times to actually shoot Kirito and win. And then she runs out of the bus that she was sitting in, and then Kirito pretty much tells her that they're going to have a duel. And at that point, I literally knew that Kirito was going to win, because no one can best Kirito in agility. Kirito is just too much of a fucking badass to be bested in anything that has to do with agility. So, of course, Kirito and Shion got one chance to shoot. Kirito threw a bullet up in the air, and when it hit the ground, they were supposed to go. And Shion shot at him, and he predicted where her bullet was going to go, even though he predicted where her bullet was going to go by looking at her eyes through the scope that she was looking at him through. So, and he cut the bullet in half with his sword and then won the duel. And then I can see why Shion would like him, because I already knew that she was probably going to try to be a love interest to Kirito, even though Kirito is like all up as soon as ass. So, I can see why Shion has a crush on Kirito now, because of the way he was holding her while he was talking to her, but that's neither here nor there. So, yeah. And that was pretty much the end of the episode. Shion forfeited herself, so that way they will be fighting again. But it just made me mad, the fact that all that happened, and I was expecting something way more awesome. I was actually expecting them to actually fight each other and not this bullshit, but it's okay. It is okay. As a whole, I guess this episode was okay. I was just expecting the fight between Shion and Kirito to be more awesome, and it wasn't. So, I mean, what can you do? But I think that is pretty much all I have to say, because I don't want to badmouth Sword Art Online too much, because I've liked every episode up until this one. So, I'm going to cut this one short. So, as always, I would love to hear what you guys think is going to be coming up soon. For those of you who don't read the novel, I have not read the novel either, so I have absolutely no idea what's going to be happening, but I can make my predictions. So, I would love to hear, who do you guys think that Death Gun is? Because I have a general idea of who he or she might be, but I would love to hear who you guys think Death Gun is. But, as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.